should be set. Keep trying talking for a minute. Just make sure your levels are okay.
I can talk about anything you like, because my name is Toby. I play video games. I like video games. I play video games. I like video games. We all like video games.
Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Nintendo Talk, episode number 90. I am Bobby, the Nintendo Guru, joined by my best friend in all the land, Mr. Toby Thornton.
Welcome to all the pets listening right now. You always forget to mention the pets.
I'm not going to talk about the pets, but you keep bringing it up.
People love pets.
It's just like a typical chip bag.
People always ask, there's that Twitter account, can you pet the dog?
I know. We're going to get into it a little bit at the end of the show. But you can pet the dog. I will let you guys know, you can pet the dog in Dragon Quest Builders 2. Just let you know.
Oh, wow, there you go.
There you go. It's
breaking news.
I don't know if you knew this, because I don't know if you went back and listened to the other people on Nintendo Talk that talked about Zelda. Mark Carabin.
Yeah, I listened to that one.
He wanted to be able to pet the dog. And I'm like, who does it? Because what are you talking about? There's a whole Twitter account. I'm like, oh, okay. You guys are just kind of weird, but okay. Whatever. Anyway, Toby.
Bobby.
Okay, a little bit quicker next time, okay? Just
Bobby.
There's no need for that long pause. Let's kick this episode off like we do each and every episode with our Geek Outs.
With our deep breath. Geek Outs.
You are so... That's a way to keep people excited. Just come in real low.
Look,
man. That's good.
Everyone just needs to calm down. Take a breath. Relax. Enjoy the podcast.
Myself, I'm going to start first this week. I'm geeking out about the Switch Lite. Dude, this thing's got me hyped. So hyped. Like, to the point where I have the placeholders website saved in multiple locations for Best Buy.
Yeah. My
credit card is loaded in, ready to go. I'm buying 4. And I'm ready. I'm buying every color.
One of each.
Oh
my gosh.
One of each.
You're an absolute madman.
Listen. Some people care about Nintendo. Some people care about,
Look, we can't all be Bobby Big Bucks, all right? Like,
Listen, man.
We would all love to be like you, but
well, it's very simple to me. Let me teach you the rules of becoming Bobby Big Bucks.
Yeah.
You get divorced.
Yeah.
You've already failed the first step. You shouldn't have kids. So you're kind of you're over 2 here right now, and then you just enjoy life. Enjoy life. Listen, I think I got maybe 10 years left if I'm lucky.
Oh my gosh!
I can't take it with me, so I'm just gonna live like I'm dying and just get the things I want. But anyway, I am excited for this thing.
Yeah.
We'll get into it in a little bit, but yeah, I think this thing has me to the point where I'm like, I can't sleep. I'm like, this thing is going to go off in the middle of the night, and I'm going to miss out. There's only 2 that I really, really want, and that is the Pokemon one. I think that one is really cool, and the yellow one. Those are the 2 that I really want.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I've heard that people aren't as infused about the yellow.
I am.
It's the turquoise that's the hotness. That's what I hear.
I mean, you do have your finger on the pulse of the youth of today, so I guess
I do.
You would be right. I don't know. I mean, I like the turquoise.
Yeah.
But if I could only pick one, of the 3, then I would pick the yellow.
See, the yellow one reminds me of when Pokemon Yellow came out on the original Game Boy, and they had a yellow Game Boy. That's the one that I had.
I every time I see it, I think Pikachu, and that's what makes me go like, I gotta get this thing.
Yeah, man.
Get this thing. So, what are you geeking out about there, Toby?
No spoilers, but I am geeking out about Stranger Things Series 3. We finished it last night.
I
Oh,
only
man.
watched one episode. I watched the first episode.
I really enjoyed the series. That's all I'm gonna say. But
Maybe
yeah.
that's what I'll do today. Maybe today I'll put Dragon Quest Builders on one TV and watch Stranger Things on the other TV.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, binge watch that bad boy.
Yeah.
You know, it's got me sidetracked, and I don't know why I did this. Is Mad Men?
All right.
I've never watched the show before, and I started, and
we got a little way into that.
Yeah, I'm falling into it. So it's not great, but it's a good show.
There are some good moments, but I don't know. I couldn't sit through the whole lot.
I'm starting to find myself getting to that point where it's just like, okay,
Yeah.
this is kind of nothing happening at this moment. So we'll
Yeah.
see. I'm almost done season 1, but I'm like, you know what, man, I need to go watch Stranger Things.
Yeah.
The problem is I don't like watching Stranger Things when I'm eating.
Yeah.
And the only time I'm really watching TV is when I'm eating, like when I'm having dinner and stuff.
That's the only time I watch Stranger Things is when I'm having dinner. So.
I can't watch it then, man.
Why not?
Because there's some stuff that goes on in that thing, and I'm like, it's going to make me sick, man. I can't be doing this. It's going to make me sick. I can't, so who knows? Anyway, are you going to buy the game now that you beat it?
I don't know, man.
Well, they said that the game is. They said don't play the game before you watch the series if you want to watch the series.
That's why I've tried to avoid it. Because when it was first announced, I thought, yes, this is right up my alley. But then I was like, I don't really want any spoilers.
Yeah.
So I avoided it. So I might have a look at it. But yeah,
it looks pretty good.
See, I'd be disappointed if the game isn't as good as the TV show, which it probably won't be. So
well, that's just the way it was back then, and now. You know what I mean? Like the games were never really what the stuff is. So anyway, all right. So let's jump into some topics for today. I mean, I guess we could start with mine because yours is a little heavy-handed. Might take a little bit. So we'll go with mine first. So with everything we have coming out in 2019, what are your most anticipated games for the rest of 2019? It feels like from now to the end of the year, Nintendo is really heavy in terms of what they have coming out. A lot like 2018.
Yeah.
Which is kind of... I hope in 2020 they changed it up a little bit, where they hit us with some good games early on. And then,
exactly.
And then at the second half of the year, we're good to go. Although, for me personally, with Animal Crossing coming out in March, my year's done. That's going to be the start and the end of my year. Because I'll literally go in and play the thing every single day for hours on end. So that stinks. But anyway, so what's? I guess we can go back and forth with it. I have a couple.
Yeah, I mean, my number one is kind of obvious. My number one most anticipated game is the Link's Awakening remake.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. For me, since the minute I saw it.
Yeah,
it's a game I never beat. I got to the final dungeon, just couldn't beat it for some reason. Struggled very hard on it. It was just, I don't know. I just had a very difficult time with that level. So for me, that's one that I want to go back. I want to beat, but the aesthetics of it is just fantastic. It looks phenomenal, man. It really does look good. So I'm excited about it. I can't wait for it. So,
yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm just always down for anything Zelda related. Mostly anything Zelda related. Triforce Heroes I wasn't so into. Somewhat like Spirit Tracks. Yeah. But top-down Zelda is generally my jam. And whether I played it before or not, I don't think it's going to matter. I think it's going to feel fresh to me. Just because, like you said, the graphics are so good now. And they've tweaked some stuff in the game that I think is going to feel almost new again. So.
Pretty amazing. So I have Link's Awakening on my list as well. My next game that I have is Astral Team. This is one that came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And the minute they announced it, I was just like, oh my god, this looks fantastic. And the one thing I've been on record for saying, and I truly believe this, is games that Platinum make for Platinum are really good.
Yeah.
Games that Platinum make, like they license them, they're trash.
Yeah, not so good.
They just don't do good, like in terms of porting and all that. I think they just go through the motions with them. It's a way for them to get influxed with some cash. They do it like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I heard was really bad. There's a lot of games that came out, like Star Fox Zero. They just missed the mark on them. But then when you play games like Bayonetta 1 and 2, and then, it's just like they do such a good job when they're working on stuff that's their own creation. So this has me excited. I'm not going to lie. Can't wait for this one.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it too. Next one on my list is Luigi's Mansion 3.
Really?
Yeah, like this game, I was kind of like, about it until E3 this year, when they really showed a lot of it off in the treehouse. And then I was like, wow, actually, this looks really, really, really cool. Like, I didn't play the second one. I heard that it was not that good compared to the original. But this one definitely looks like they've kind of gone back to what made the original great, but also they've added a lot of new mechanics that are just going to be really interesting.
Yeah. I'm with you on this one. Like, this is one that's been slowly growing for me, slowly building, where the more I see of it, the more I like it. I do like the fact that, like, when I read, or when I watched Treehouse Live, the developers were like, we basically went back and read reviews and made a lot of adjustments from Luigi's Mansion 2, Dark Moon, to this game. And I like that. I like the fact that, like, they recognize that it wasn't a fan favorite, and let's go back to the basics and let's fix it and let's make it better. And I'm excited for it. I really am. Like, I like the fact of, I'm not a fan of Luigi. I feel like they could have done something better with him. Even if it was Dr. Egad that could have been playing as a second player. I understand there's a mechanic behind it and all that. I get it. I feel like there's a missed opportunity. Even if he would have, I'm sorry, but even if he would have if they would have made a ghost that he became friends with, like, that would have been cooler for me. You know what I mean? But
yeah, I kind of get what you mean about the character. It feels almost a bit lazy. They've just gone, here's another Luigi. We don't have to animate it that differently.
Yes.
So, and it does seem like a pretty core part of the gameplay as well, the way that you've got to use him to access certain areas. So, but I think it's gonna just create some unique level design, if anything.
Yeah,
so,
possibly.
I think it will add to the game. I don't think it's going to take away from it.
It's possible. Yeah. My third game, which is probably my final game on the list, is Fire Emblem 3 Houses. This is one that, again, when I first saw it, I'm not gonna say it didn't pique my interest the way the previous Fire Emblem games did, like Awakening and Fates did. This one, though, because my first reaction was, man, I feel like I'm playing Harry Potter again, where I'm looking at a Harry Potter clone. But then, as time went on, and especially E3, when they showed that, like, hey, you see what's going on, and then there's a time jump, and I'm like, oh man, this is awesome. Like, I love the Fire Emblem games. I'm not a fan of old school Fire Emblem, which is, permadeath and all that, just because I'm not that good at those games. And I hate the idea of, like, building a relationship with a character and then they die. Like, that's just brutal.
Yeah.
But I know that fans of the series love permadeath. But I am a fan of the series, but I didn't come on until Awakening, which Awakening was the beginning of you could turn permadeath off. And ironic as it is, I did play a permadeath on Awakening, but I kept resetting the game every time someone died that I liked.
Yeah.
So, but Fate...
The thing I don't like about permadeath in those games is sometimes you just make a mistake with the controls. Like, you might go to position a character and then you click the wrong square for them to move into, and that can just totally ruin the whole strategy, and they end up getting killed. And it's like, it's not because you made a bad decision, it's because you made an error with where you clicked. Like, yeah.
So yeah, for me, it's and I love Fates. I loved Fates. That game was so good. I only beat 1 out of the 3 games. I have to go back and play the third one. The second one, I got as far as I can get, and I'm stuck in a position. I'm stuck on a map, and I cannot get off of it, and
No,
it's infuriating. Like I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I've gone back and watched tutorials. They don't. Yeah, they don't help. They don't help. I better mark that down. Like, that was. I apologize. I don't know what came over me. That type of frustration just hit me.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So there's one more AAA game that I'm interested in, and then there's an indie game I want to mention.
Okay,
so,
go ahead.
So Dragon Quest XI.
Yes.
Definitely excited about that.
Yeah.
I really wanted it when it came out on PS4, but I knew that it was coming to Switch, so I was holding off buying it. So yeah, that's cool.
You and I have always been on record and have a belief structure that like RPGs at this point in our lives, they need to be on handheld because you need to be able to jump into them whenever you can, not just when you're in front of a TV. So
yeah, because there's such a time sink.
Yeah.
And indie game, the Mighty Switch Force collection.
Oh God.
So.
Oh Lord.
I think actually that's out later this month. So I'm super.
I think you're right too.
Super excited.
You just like the girls.
I do like the girls, but the gameplay and the music and the graphics, like it's all just phenomenal. Like
it's funny. I had that game. I bought that game on both Wii U and 3DS.
Yeah.
And when I played it the first time on 3DS, I didn't get it at all.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this game sucks. I can't figure it out. And then when I realized, when I played it on the Wii U, when I figured out like what I was supposed to be doing, I was like, oh wait a minute, this isn't that hard. Like this isn't. It's difficult, but it's not that hard. Like I was making it harder than it was. Yeah. So I really learned to love that game.
Yeah, man.
So I think you gotta like take your time and have precision.
Yeah, although there are some levels where it is insane how quick you've got to be to get all the secrets in the level. Like,
yeah. Okay, Toby, what is your topic for today?
So my topic is, with the Switch Lite announcement that it's handheld only. You're not going to be able to play on the TV with it. So that got me thinking, what are the best gaming experiences on Switch that are suited more towards handheld gameplay? So I thought maybe we could come up with a list of 5 different games each for anyone who's thinking about getting the Switch Lite.
Okay. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I have 10 games.
Yeah, I got 10 as well. So we'll end up with five different ones each.
Yeah, and I think number one, just to go back to reiterate, is any of the RPGs. And there's so many of them that you could jump into. But I didn't put any RPGs on my list. But I feel like any of the RPGs could bode well.
I feel like Octopath Traveler and Final Fantasy 12 would be good RPGs.
Yeah. My first game that I have on the list is Shovel Knight.
Interesting.
And it's weird. I hate Shovel Knight on the broken up D-pad.
Yeah. But, that's clear why you picked that now.
But I bought the Hori D-pad, and when I bought the Hori D-pad, I went back and played Shovel Knight, and I enjoyed it. So now that the Switch Lite has a D-pad, absolutely you need this game on the Switch Lite if you're going to get it, because man, it is such a good game. It is a fantastic throwback. Yeah. So definitely
that makes total sense. Yeah, I'm totally with you on that one. My first pick is Stardew Valley.
Okay.
Because that game is just so addictive. I think I put more time into Stardew Valley than I have any other Switch game. So that tells you it's kind of like my version of Animal Crossing for you,
Yeah.
So it's just a game that I want to put as much time in as possible.
What we should do?
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you. We should do a stream on Saturdays or Sundays in the afternoon, evening for you. And just play Stardew.
I would love that.
And we'll stream it. People can come in and watch us play.
Yeah, make our own fun.
Because you love it, right? Yeah. And I enjoyed it, but I left it pretty quickly. Yeah. So I would like to have you there to hey, we need to do this, and you kind of guide the ship,
We could name the animals after the viewers. That would be so funny. Get Sean Capri the pig or
Oh boy.
Jams the cow. Like,
Oh Lord, here he goes. Okay. Anyway, so go ahead. Go ahead and finish. I'm sorry.
but yeah, it's just sort of it's great pick up and play game. You spend a lot of time because you go through like a day night structure, like, and you go through months of the year, and your crops change every month, and it's just something that you have to sink a lot of time into. So I think that's great for handheld play, and it looks great in the pixel art in the handheld mode. So
Yeah. My second game is, it should be obvious. My current employer, Mutant Mudds. Mutant Mudds is another one. Classic game. It is, to me, with the D-pad, again, it is perfect for handheld. The original Mutant Mudds. You can get the collection and get them all, and they're on sale right now, super cheap. Like, super cheap. You can buy the entire Atui library for $3. Like, come on, man. Like, that's crazy. Which, for those that are listening, if you're in the UK, in Europe, it's coming Thursday. You can get it Thursday. Everything's discounted across the board. But to go back to this, I love the original Mutant Mudds. I dropped so much time into both, in all versions of it. You know, on the 3DS, on the Wii U, on the Switch. I love this game. I think this game is really spectacular. Love the character art design. Love the platforming on it. It's really, really spot on. It's really good. So, there you go.
you know what I love about the collection is you get the little mini game as part of it, where you drop in the mud blocks and stuff.
Oh,
so like,
that game was so good too.
So that is a real good. Like, if you just got a couple of minutes and you got your Switch Lite with you, that's really good.
I've been really playing that a lot lately because I'm trying to because it has leaderboards in it for those that don't know. And man, then once you realize that like there's leaderboards, we're gonna try, and I'm trying to take down Jules and Patrick from Nintendo Talk. As in endless mode, they've got the highest score. Finally, this past week, I started to like really zone in on it, and I put up like 250,000 points, right? Something around that area. And I'm like, oh man, this is great. These idiots got like 400,000 points.
Oh,
and I'm like,
heartbreaking.
and dude, it got so hard at 250. I'm like, there's no way. I'm done. I'm done. So I was like, I'm out. I'm out of here.
That's cool though.
All right, what's your next one?
Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Just that game is great on the TV. Like the audio visual aspect for that game is so good on TV, but the actual gameplay itself, the way it's level based, the strategy to it is just so good. You can take all the time you want to think about your decisions. There's no action based stuff in it, so it's very suited to handheld gameplay.
For me, the next one is SteamWorld Dig 1. And I didn't say SteamWorld Dig 2 just because I feel like that game is so gorgeous. You need to really experience that on a TV. But the first one is such an amazing game that I feel like you need to really go back and experience it and play it in handheld mode and just enjoy it. So
I put SteamWorld Heist on my list.
That's my next game on the list. So we're right there. Right. We're right there. I agree with that assessment. But go ahead. Why did you put it on your list?
Because I originally played it on the 3DS. So to me, it feels like a handheld game. But it is one of those things, again, where you can take your time and really think about each mission that you're on. I'm sure it looks fantastic in handheld mode. So
that game is so good. I remember when you and I first were playing that game, because we were playing it right around the same time. Yeah. And man, we really got hooked on it bad.
I think I said it was my game of the year at the time.
I think you're right. I think you're correct. You did. But that game was just, and it is so good. I want a sequel so bad. Like I want a sequel. So
yeah,
bad.
I bet we'll get one.
Yeah, that game depends. I mean, obviously depends on how it's sold, but man, that game was so good. Just the artwork on it, the character designs. I loved collecting the hats, like going through and getting them hats and stuff.
The hat thing was so great about that game because it's all about your aim, and aiming with the pistol with the sight on it was so cool. The way you could easily knock someone's hat off.
Yeah.
And even if you did it by accident, because the aim bobs up and down as you're doing it. It's
yeah.
So you're going for a headshot, but if you miss, you just get the hat, and it's just it's so satisfying.
It's really good. It's really good. Yeah. Next up for me is Batman Telltale series.
Oh.
I loved this Batman series. Loved it. I bought the first one, physical copy. Mm-hmm. I wanted the second one on physical, but they didn't do it because Telltale fell apart right after that. But I didn't want to play the second one anywhere but the Switch because I beat the first one on the Switch, and it kind of carries over. The decisions you make in the first game kind of carry over to the second. So I didn't want to go play it on PS4 or whatever. It finally came out. It never lowered in price. Still to this day, it's still $40. But I did buy the second one, and I used gold coins to get it down to a reasonable price that I was willing to pay for it. But that game, I haven't played 2 yet, but 1 is so good. Like, you get in there and you're just like, the story is a different universe of Batman. It's not necessarily the Batman you know, per se. It does kind of feel like, because they did that, it kind of feels okay to make the decisions you make. Mm-hmm. Where normally if they threw you in these decisions, you would constantly be thinking like, well, wait a minute, Batman wouldn't do that. But because you immediately realize you're in a different world, it allows you to do that stuff. And it is so good, man. Just amazing. And in the first one, the Joker shows up. Mm. And where you run into the Joker, he's not really there as a Joker yet, but you can see the signs. And it's like, oh, this is so cool. Like, this is just cool to see. He's manipulative, but he doesn't really know. And then the second game is basically all the Joker. So it's just it's so well done, man. So well done.
Mm. Yeah, I've definitely heard good things about that one.
Yeah.
My next pick is Mario Maker 2, because it is the only way to play that game, at least if you're a maker, is in the handheld mode. Like, there's no point even doing it on the TV, in my opinion.
I was gonna say, let's correct that. You can do it on the TV. But it is the most infuriating thing in the world.
Yeah, it's just so intuitive and feels so satisfying designing a level in handheld mode, like with the touchscreen and the stylus and everything. So I think that's the only way to play the game, if you're making levels at least.
Yes,
so,
absolutely. Yeah. When the thing that I think about with the Switch Lite is, it's going to be kind of like having the Wii U gamepad in your hand again. Yeah. A, being smaller. Yeah. B, again, I hate playing old school games with a split D-pad. So when I'm playing, plus, let's be honest, the Switch itself is just a little bulky to be trying to hold in one hand.
Sometimes it can feel like that,
Yeah, like I'm constantly setting the one side down so I can draw with it, and I'm like, man, this sucks. But I'm hoping that with the new Switch Lite, it actually being more compact. It's definitely lighter. It's half the weight of the original Switch.
Yeah, that's crazy, half the weight, because it's not that heavy, but over time, like you say, it can get a bit of a chore to hold it. But yeah, the Lite is just going to be the perfect thing for holding in one hand. Yeah,
exactly. I'm gonna jump through a couple more of these real quick. I can just read off the ones I have left, and then whatever. So I got Bloodstained, Curse of the Moon. Yeah. Captain Toad. Yeah. Ollie Ollie. Pokemon Let's Go is actually a great way to play that game because you have to throw the ball when you're playing on the TV. Yeah. And with this, you kind of can like aim and then push the button and it throws.
That's cool, yeah.
So that's a little bit better. And then the last one, which is a really good game that you and I discussed a year and a half ago, Rive. I think Rive is a really good game, and I think handheld is a perfect way to play it.
Yeah, definitely. Other ones that I would recommend. I have got Breath of the Wild on the list, but the only thing that I'd say is that a negative playing that in handheld is the gyro puzzles in some of the shrines. There's one where I was trying to do it. I was laying in bed doing it, and literally I had to turn my Switch like up above my head to try and and it was not comfortable. Yeah. So, but that's great. Having like an open world Zelda game on the go is great. Yeah. So, but I put City Skylines. That's really good. Golf Story, Into the Breach, a couple of really great indie games that are good in short bursts. And there's that Sundered game that's handheld only, right?
What is it?
I think it's called Sundered. It's like some dungeon crawler thing where you have to like swipe on the screen. It was a Vita game or a Wii U game.
That's not
like,
Sundered. That's
what's that called?
It's from the makers of
Severed.
Guacamelee. That's it. Severed.
Severed. That's
Severed.
it. Severed.
Yes.
Yeah. So that'd be a great one because obviously.
What did you call it? Sundered.
Sundered. There's a game called Sundered.
It's Severed. You tool.
I know it's Severed. I know. I had it.
Sundered.
I couldn't remember,
I'm
man.
thinking to myself, like, what name was he talking about? Is that all the games you got?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so now we're going to jump into from out of the warp pipe or out of the green pipe, whatever I call it, whatever. It doesn't matter.
You make up every week.
I mean, it's just change the name every week, whatever. Okay, so we got a couple questions here. First one is, a lot of people are upset about the national dex in Pokemon. Do you think that the reason they are taking this direction is because they simply want to start fresh and want players to experience a new Pokemon they have created? So let's back it up a little bit. This is a huge controversy right now within the Pokemon community. There's a lot of people pissed off. I didn't even understand it. And last week when I was going to New York, I said to Miguel, I said, dude, explain to me what the hell the problem is here. Why are people mad? And my understanding as it is for years, people have been transferring Pokemon from game to game to game to game. Yeah. Then eventually storing them into the Pokemon or the Poke Bank and paying a fee to store them away. The idea was, and I had said to Miguel, I was like, well, so because my first thought was this, well, it makes sense not to bring your Pokemon in this game because you want people to play with the Pokemon that are in the game. Miguel explained it to me that like you couldn't bring in old Pokemon anyway until the game was beaten. Yeah. Until you had done everything, and then you were just kind of Pokemon hunting, more or less, or trying to build the levels and raise the levels. So in one hand, I get the anger from people, and then the other hand, I kind of understand what they're trying to accomplish. And I think what they're trying to accomplish is they're trying to go, hey man, we spent all this time building these Pokemon, and you want the same 3 Pokemon over and over and over again. And that's all it boils down to. And like, I was listening to NVC, and Brian Altano made a valid point. I think it was Brian. I forget who it was exactly. Tom, it might have been. But he said, like, there's a meme out there right now where someone's like, I want Chandelier or whatever it is. And they're like, have you ever used them? It's like, no, but I want them. And it's like, okay, so you want these things just because you caught them, but ultimately the way it sounds is there's not going to be 900 Pokemon within the game. And I think part of the thing is they want to have people learn the Pokemon that they're spending the time to create. And then the other part of it is it's just so much work, I think, to keep adding in all these and balancing issues and trying to figure it out. And now they got this mega, whatever the hell this evolution is, where they turn into gigantic Pokemon. I think they were just like, man, we don't want to do 900 animations. Let's just cut it down to like maybe 100 that we really like, the 100 that are in the game, and then maybe another 20 or 30 that are randomly dropped in the game. Before I get into what I think about, what's your thoughts?
So when you sent me this about an hour ago, right, I was like, what's the national dex? So I Googled it.
Yeah.
I read an article by Kotaku that went into it all. They say that basically every game's got a regional dex, which features the Pokemon from that region, from that game. And then once you beat the Elite Four, you unlock the national dex. And like you say, you can transfer the Pokemon that you've collected from other games. Everything's hunky-dory. However, as you say, right, they've kind of created like a big old problem for themselves by adding so many new Pokemon every generation. Because like you say, it is unfeasible to expect them to animate, draw every single Pokemon in HD, 3D. Yeah. Like, it's just too many. You can't pull a Smash Bros Ultimate and have everyone here. You just can't. It's unless you want to like pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars on DLC or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think that's fair to expect that from the developer. So, like you say, I feel like they've selected the Pokemon that they feel is going to be interesting for this game and that they would like to see in 3D with the animations. However, I think they've upset a lot of people because one of the animators specifically said that they're concentrating on characters and their animations quite a bit in this game, so they've built up an expectation for that. However, from trailers and stuff, there's some Pokemon that people have like looked at and their animations are real basic. Like, they've hardly put any effort at all into them, and that's just winding people up even more. Like, there's this dog Pokemon doing a towel whip, and literally they're in like a still pose, and the whole body just spins, and there's no animation. It's just the character model just turning quickly, and it's like the little dog tail don't even wiggle. So
Toby, that takes a lot of work. Stop it.
You know. So I don't know, man. I feel like in a way they've got a right to be upset, but in a way it is unfeasible to expect everything. So
I'm torn because I don't see. I understand what they're trying to do. I think they want it to feel like we spent our time creating this game. We want you to learn a new Pokemon and fall in love with them.
Yeah.
How do we do that? We eliminate the ability for people to go back and play with the Pokemon they really love. We force them to spend time with these new Pokemon. But the problem I have with it is you've ingrained people and you've trained people that you're going to collect every single Pokemon.
Well, yeah, that's the tagline of the whole series.
Well, they have eliminated that tagline in the past few years. Yes, they don't use it anymore.
Gotta catch some of them.
Yeah, but the thing of it is where the problem here, Toby, is you've got people, right, that have paid you to store their Pokemon for years.
Yeah.
For years. And it's a little, to me, just a little facetious when you're like, hey man, do this, pay us money.
Yeah.
It's a little slimy on top of it. And then all of a sudden you go like, hey, you've been paying us all these years for this. Now it's kind of obsolete. Now you can't use it. And I don't know. It's something that like you've trained your players to do for years.
Yeah.
To collect every single Pokemon and carry them on and do all this stuff. And now you're just kind of like, no. Not this time. And it's... Yeah. It's a little...
do you think the game would have come out on time if they animated every single Pokemon? Like,
I do. I don't think that there's that. I don't think it's that drastic of a change in this game to what would have already been this game. Let's be honest. They were working on this game the minute they finished Sun and Moon.
Well, yeah.
They have a team that starts to work on the next Pokemon game immediately, and then when it hits a certain point, they go, okay, we go Switch. We go. In their mind, they were probably going 3DS. And now the 3DS is dead, so they just were like, okay, we're just gonna now move it to the Switch. Because let's be fair, aesthetically, the game isn't that much different for the power behind the Switch. I mean, don't get me wrong, it looks better, but when you look at it, you go, well, did they really do that much different? Yeah. I do like the one section that's kind of open world where you can kind of go out, because I know people, that's what they want with this game. But irrelevant. I feel like there's I agree with both sides. Like, I understand why the fans are pissed. I'd be pissed too if I spent money and I did this for years. For 20-something years, you've done this. That'd be a little annoying to all of a sudden, like, it's gone. But I also understand why Pokemon Company, I understand why they did it too. And so this is a good argument for digital versus physical. Is because these characters are within the digital world. These characters are characters that you've moved along and put into a Pokebank, which is a digital bank. And now Nintendo or Pokemon Company is just like, Nope, not going to be able to do it no more. It's very similar to like, hey, all my Switch games are digital. There's going to come a time I'm not going to be able to buy them games again.
Yeah.
It's done. So it might be the answer to like, if you don't like this taste in your mouth right now, you might want to keep buying physical. I don't know. Anyway, next question up. Now that it's probably dead, what is your favorite 3DS memory? Yeah. What is your favorite 3DS memories? Couldn't spit that out. I don't know why. Go ahead. What's your?
I got 4 memories.
Holy cow!
So number 1 is launch day. I went to a midnight launch when I got my 3DS. Yeah, and I got Street Fighter with it, and just like it's magical. Staying up late, going to your local video game store, getting a console. It's brand new. You take it home. You start playing it. Like Karina stayed up all night with me. It was an experience that we had together. So
pre-kids.
Yeah.
Still in love with your wife or your girlfriend at the time.
And I was just blown away by the 3D, like, because just experiencing that for the first time. Like,
the funny thing is I bought 2 launch day.
Yeah.
Myself and Tony, we bought one because we believed that Animal Crossing was coming the first year or the second year, because that's what they made you believe.
Yeah.
And when I'm not coming to like 3-4 years later, I was so furious.
Yeah.
And but I remember being no games and like nothing, and then we got that price drop right afterwards. The thing was expensive.
That hurt, man.
That did hurt, but at least they gave us like a boatload of games with it. So that was
they make good on it.
Yeah, and they gave us that digital certificate. Like,
oh man, that's so special. That certificate.
I have it still on my 3DS.
Yeah, covet it. Like it's in a special folder just for it.
I've transferred from 3DS to 3DS. Every time I transfer my 3DS, I made sure that went along with it.
Yeah, the ambassador certificate.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. So yeah, what's your next one?
Link Between Worlds.
Yeah,
that is such a special game. You know my favorite Zelda's A Link to the Past.
Yeah, me too.
Having a sequel to that on a handheld, I remember just rinsing through that game. Like, I could not put that game down, and just loving every minute. As soon as I beat it, started it again, just playing through it again, and just not very often that you get a game like that come along. So that was really cool.
You know what I remember about that game? I played it so hard, so much, that I actually didn't realize you could buy the weapons. I thought the weapons were rental because I never messed around that shop.
Oh,
I just went in and got what I needed, and I just took off.
I never rented anything. I just bought everything.
I didn't know you could. I didn't know because I never died. Like, I just kept playing, and it doesn't affect you unless you die. Yeah. And I was just so good at that game because it felt so much like home and what I was used to that I bear it along, man. They couldn't stop me in that game.
I just couldn't bear the thought of losing out. Like, whether I was dying or not, I can't remember. But just the idea that you could lose it when you die, I was like, nah, I'm saving.
I went in after I beat the game, because after the game you can continue to play.
Yeah.
And I beat the game, and then I was trying to 100% it. So I was going through to try to find all the what are they, seashells or whatever the hell they are.
Oh, the little the beginning was an M.
Yeah, and so I was trying to go through to find all of those. And in doing so, like, that's when I realized I could buy stuff. And I was like, you son of a... What the hell, man? So, the traveling salesman.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's another one?
Street Pass. Oh. Just taking my 3DS out with me, going around the shops, going to different places, and then you come home and you open it up, and then you have hundreds of strangers just queuing up. And you're like, oh, who's this person? Who's this person? And it's just so cool. Like, it felt social in a way that was just different. You know, because you'd get the little description. They're wearing different outfits, and they would help you out and stuff, give you puzzle pieces. Just such a unique idea. Love it.
So for me, that is my thing. I have it on my list. Street passing in Disney World.
Yeah.
Was hands down one of the most amazing experiences I ever had with Street Pass. Like, I got what Street Pass was, but for me, I lived in such a rural area that literally for the first 3 years, never Street Passed with anybody. Yeah. The only person I ever Street Passed with was Tony.
Yeah.
But she didn't have nothing, so it wasn't worth it. And then I
Yeah.
went to Disney, and it opened my eyes up. And I literally, this is no lie, Toby.
Yeah.
My final day at Disney was like, this is a street pass day.
Yeah.
And I was running around park to park, getting people and unloading them. You know what I mean? Like, because you can only do 10 at a time. So I was getting 10 people, bring them through the gates, and then walk in the park again to pick up more people. And then I was getting the puzzle pieces, and I was like in my glory.
And can you have like a little message as well? Couldn't you?
Yeah,
like
you
a greeting.
You could be like, hey, from wherever.
Yeah.
But the other thing too is like then I went to Nintendo New York, and I got another experience there, and I was just like, oh, this is amazing. Yeah. So,
dude, the people that manage to get like the celebrity Miis, like if you can go and get Reggie or Shigeru Miyamoto's Mii, like I never got any of that. I never got them, but like,
well, because if you had it set up with Street Pass and Wi-Fi and all that during 3DS, they would start showing up at your house.
All right.
So I was all into that, man. I was getting all kinds of people.
Yeah.
I got Iwata. I got a bunch of them.
Yeah, wicked.
Okay, what do you got? One more thing?
I got one more. Yeah, when the new Nintendo 3DS came out and it had the little nub for the right stick, getting that, like upgrading, doing the transfer. I got the Majora's Mask one, and playing Xenoblade Chronicles on that thing, like just having a Wii game on the 3DS was so cool because it looked great. You know, some things were a bit funny, like this draw distance, but it was just so cool playing that on the go. And you got it at the same time. We were playing it together, and that was really cool. Yeah.
And I remember, if you look back, that is the beginning stages of what the Switch was going to become.
Yeah.
The ability to take these big, massive games and put them on a little handheld was just insane. Final question is, with the hype surrounding the Breath of the Wild 2 reveal, the massive success of the original and 2 new entries coming this year, I have to wonder, is The Legend of Zelda currently Nintendo's most valuable IP?
No. I think Mario will always be their most valuable IP. It's the most recognizable. He's in the most games, spin-off games and stuff. However, I think that it is definitely their number 2 IP, and because Mario is great for everyone, and it attracts the casual players, the hardcore players. Zelda is definitely more leaning on the hardcore player side of things. So, and I feel like, bigger is more encompassing for everyone. So
I will say this, and I never felt this way until Switch. I want to say that it probably is the most valuable IP. And my reasoning behind it is, without what Breath of the Wild brings to the table, the Switch does not take off the way it does.
I mean, that you're right in a way, because like that style of open world game this is the most powerful experience that you would want to have as a Switch game. So you're probably right in that aspect. Like, just having Mario Odyssey, like, if that was a launch game instead,
I don't think they do as well.
I agree, because I think Mario Odyssey would have been fine on the Wii U, and Zelda was fine on the Wii U as well. But I feel like just having that experience, being able to take that open world game with you, was something so brilliant.
I think that as well, when you think back over history now, the games that launch with a Zelda game become juggernaut consoles for them. And it's one of these things that I truly believe you will never see Nintendo launch another console without a Zelda game.
Yeah, I hope not.
It's as a fan, it makes the most sense. You know what I mean? Like, to me, when I think about it, I go like, here's a game that I was able to sink 100-something hours in. It's the slow time of a console. The beginning, you're waiting for games to get trickled in. So if you have this big, amazing game to play, so to me, that makes it start to become a valuable IP. I understand that Mario's in everything. Mario makes money and all that stuff. But I believe that you could take Mario out of 90% of those Mario games, and they would still sell. You could do Strikers without Mario. You could do...
I don't think you could.
I do think you can. Look at Splatoon. They were originally going to put Mario in Splatoon.
Well,
and
I think
no wells about it. They were going to. That was the game plan.
I think
and that would have flopped.
Splatoon is a different thing because like Strikers is just football, like five-a-side crazy football. Yeah. Like Splatoon is a unique that doesn't exist in real life. So I think if they didn't have Mario in Mario Strikers, it was just generic characters.
So what you're telling me? No. What you're telling me is that they couldn't have put Zelda characters in that game, and it wouldn't have.
I don't think it would have.
I think it would have. We could have Zelda Golf, and I think it would do good.
It wouldn't. Zelda's like, it's not.
I understand it's set in a different time and it's fantasy and all that stuff.
Like Zelda, I don't think you could have a Zelda kart game. Yeah. Like you could have a Mario Kart game.
I mean, you could put Kirby and everything, and it'll sell.
It doesn't sell as much as I wanted to sell.
Kirby does sell. Stop.
It sells, but
sells. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm being a bit bullish in this comment and a bit stupid in the comment, but I just feel like what Zelda has done for Nintendo in the past.
Yeah,
I truly believe it, man. I truly believe that Zelda saved Nintendo. Switch, Breath of the Wild saved Nintendo. Go back, man. Just go back pre-Switch. If that game does not launch day and date with the console, they are done. They have nothing else to come out.
You know, Snipper Clips weren't a system seller.
Went to Switch, not a system seller. None of those games, dude. They were in trouble.
You know, it's definitely Zelda's definitely it's the best series to attract the hardcore audience, which is Nintendo's most faithful audience.
Yeah.
So getting them in early on a console is really good. Cause
the only other things that I could see is Mario Kart and Smash. If you brought those two games day one launch, they're the only other games that could have done well. But if you think about it, really nothing helped the Wii U. That was just a dying console from day one. But like nothing that they put on that thing. Smash, Mario Kart, none of them helped bring it back. So who knows? Real quickly before we wrap up, I just wanted to jump in. I got two things here. What's one thing you're playing this week?
Just one thing.
Yeah. Or do you have a bunch of things?
Well, I've got three things I'm playing. I'll run through them quickly.
Yeah, okay, good.
So I'm playing Mario Maker every day. Love that.
Yeah.
Been playing some Mario Kart 8 multiplayer. Took that round Becky and Mike's last night. We had a lot of fun. I forgot how great that game is. Every time I play it, I'm like, this is the best game ever.
It's so good, man.
It's so much fun. Yeah. And Golf Story multiplayer. I've been playing that with Mike. Yeah, with Mike, because Mike came around last weekend, and when I saw him yesterday, we just played some rounds of Golf Story together, and I played it with my brother as well, and it's so good, man.
You didn't like this game when you first played it.
No, I love Golf Story.
No. Man. The first time you were like, it's a little weird. I'm getting experience points by shots and stuff, and it was throwing me off.
Yeah, the leveling up system in the single player is a bit confusing, but the game itself is really satisfying. I love it. So, and it's great in multiplayer. Yeah.
Okay. I'm playing Mario Maker 2 as well a little bit, although I might fall off the wagon now because I got a new game in my life that I am in love with, and that's Dragon Quest Builders 2. Oh
yeah.
Oh my god, this game! I love the first one. This one, man, it hits all the beats and the points of the first. They've improved the things that I didn't like about the first one.
Yeah.
Like, one of the most annoying parts of the first one was you're in 3D mode, or the third person mode.
Yeah.
So when you start to go in to a cave, like you lose the character.
Yeah.
Well, with a click of the button, you just push down the right stick, you move to first person.
Yeah, that's pretty.
So you could zoom right in, and then you could. Yeah. Now the first person's not the best, but the ability to do that makes the game so much better.
Yeah.
And then the minute you get a chance, you bounce back out. But what I love about this game is the ability to. What they'll do is they'll give you blueprints, and you can drop the blueprints on the ground, and then you have to build the building that they're asking you to build off of the blueprints. But it's kind of cool because you get to build it anywhere you want. Like, they basically designated an area for you.
Yeah.
That, like, this is the area you need to build in. You can build anywhere, but this is the area you need to build in for the missions.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool too because the minute you go off of like, it's not a designated area. That's like it's built out square. Like you can just be running and jump off like a little cliff.
Yeah.
And when you jump off, you go to it becomes a different area, and you know because the music changes.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh wait a minute, I'm too far out. I gotta go back a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's just so good, man. It is. I'm loving it. I've been playing. I played all day yesterday.
Yeah.
I bought it physically on the Switch.
Yeah.
Friday. Put a couple hours into it on Friday. Yesterday, I literally must have dropped at least 7 or 8 hours into it. Just could not stop.
Awesome.
So I think people.
That's cool.
If you get a chance to get it, go grab it. You know,
I've downloaded the demo, so I'll give that a go.
The nice thing about, I will say this, the nice thing about the demo is you play the demo.
Yeah.
If you like the game, buy the game. You could start the game right from the demo.
Yeah.
So you just basically pick up right where the demo leads off, which is pretty awesome. And then I just want to check something because I do have my thing here. It shows me how many hours that I played. I was curious how many hours I played on the Switch, or I played on what you call it. So that's for last month, but I don't want to see last one. I want to see. Oh,
so hey, is that on the parental control app that you're looking at? That's so weird that you have to have that app to see the detailed information.
So I played 5 hours and 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Or I would say 5 hours and 10 minutes of Dragon Quest Builders yesterday.
Okay, is that why you was up really late?
Yeah, that was part of the reason.
Yeah.
And then on Friday, holy crap, dude. I played for 3 hours on Friday.
Yeah.
And then today is probably going to be another 6 or 7 hour day.
Yeah, you're addicted.
I love this game. This game is so good, man. If you like Minecraft, you'll love this. What it does is it takes the good parts of Minecraft, the building aspect of it, and it lets you build these castles and all this stuff. It is so good, man. So good. You go out, you actually fight enemies that are coming after you. It's phenomenal. Real quickly, though, before we wrap up, the one last thing I want to talk about is some thoughts on Breath of the Wild 2. And the reason why this came up to me is, do you watch this kid Zeltic?
Yeah, of course I do.
Oh my god, dude. I've known who he is for a couple of years now, but I just never watched his videos.
Yeah.
And I watched 2 videos yesterday, and I am floored by what this kid is showing and breaking down. Yeah. The first one that I watched, and I'm going to recommend, if you don't know who this person is, it's Zeltik. Go subscribe to his YouTube channel and go start watching his videos. The first one I watched was, is Skyloft in Breath of the Wild?
Yeah.
Did you watch that?
I saw some. I don't know if it's that one. It was about the what do you call it? There was like some temple in like a big valley.
Temple. There's a temple in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
That he believes is from Skyloft.
Yeah, and there's a goddess statue in there that he thinks is the same one from.
But the way
Skyloft.
He breaks it down and it's like, oh my god, dude.
Yeah, that was a great video.
Kid does his research.
Yeah.
And then the other one is the one about Ganon.
Yeah.
And he breaks down like what he thinks Breath of the Wild 2 is based off of this. And
is that the one where he shows the concept art from the original game with the float? All right.
Well, I didn't watch the whole video yet. I'm about 80% through the video.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's at the very end he shows anything.
Yeah.
But it's showing like he's basically saying that Ganon is mummified just like the monks in the shrines.
Yeah.
And he breaks that down and shows like why he believes that and how the aura coming out of Ganon in that trailer is similar to the aura around the monks. And the minute that the monk gives you the orb, he disappears. And then it's showing you that like Demise is basically holding him down, and it's showing, and Demise is basically the matter that is all over the place in Breath of the Wild. It is, dude. It is so unbelievable. The depth he puts into these videos, like these videos are fantastic. Yeah, you gotta watch them if you haven't watched them before. But I am. The funny thing is how I knew who he was. Commonwealth Realm. When they first came out, and Joey Ferris was working with them a lot, and they were doing Breath of the Wild breakdown stuff, they had me come on an episode. And I did an episode where basically I just narrated. And they gave me a script, and I read the script, and then they implemented it into the edits and stuff. And Zeltic was in it with me. And, but man, this kid is... Do yourself a favor. If you're a Zelda fan, you want to know what's going on with Breath of the Wild 2, go check it out. Because he breaks it down, and it's like... Now, again, I don't know whether what he's saying is true, in terms of, like, is this what really Breath of the Wild 2 is? But man...
It's just fun to speculate, isn't it?
It's a speculation.
The fan theories,
amazing.
Yeah. It really gets your mind racing, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
So that is all. Thank you guys for listening to another episode of Nintendo Talk. You could follow Mr. Toby Thornton here over on the Twitters at Toby_take. Toby's_take. You can follow me at Nintendo Gurus. That is all. Peace out, Preston.
I am a world record holder. On Bobby's level, Pipe World 1-1, I have the world record. It is unbeatable. If you think you can beat me, go ahead. I'm challenging you right now. Go on, go beat my time. You can't do it. I know you can't, because I'm the best. All right.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done. Just needed to get it off my chest.
I'm glad you got it off your chest. Okay. Okay.
I like video games. We all like video games.
What the hell was that all about? It's too early for that, Toby.
It's too early for that shit.
Pretty much.
God damn it.
Where is...
It's not even early, Bobby. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's 10:30. Don't look at me like that.
I got up at 7 today.
Yeah, but I went to bed late.
Like 6:45, actually.
I went to bed like 1.
You shouldn't be up fapping all night, should you?
Well, somebody has to. You have to make sure that this happens.
Someone's got to meet the quota.
Exactly. The house quota calls for a certain amount.
Yeah.
So we had to make sure that that's the thing. Okay. I don't think I'm going to put any lights on behind me. I'm going to keep it just...
Hey, Bobby, would you ever buy,
A to B.
as a present for somebody, a Pornhub premium subscription?
No, I would not.
You wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't.
What
No,
if
I
somebody bought you one? How would you feel about that?
I would feel they're a little presumptuous.
Well, it would be like, I think it's the perfect gift, right? Because it's funny, right? But secretly, you know they're gonna really love it.
It's a gift that keeps on giving, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what is wrong with you?
What's right with me?
I don't know. Nothing is right with you. Nothing is right with you. Wow. Okay. Well, that's a thing. That just happened. All right. So let me see. Where's my show notes? Move this screen over here. All right. Episode 90. Okay. All right.
I got a question for you, Bob. Are you recording?
Yes.
All right.
I'm always recording.
Well, this
so we wait for me to be recording.
Yeah. An important question. Where do you keep your toothbrush?
In the bathroom.
So you're the sort of man that keeps your toothbrush in the bathroom?
Yeah.
With the poo particles?
No, I poop in the one bathroom. And I shower and brush my teeth down in this bathroom.
Well, that's fair enough. I think you got a good system there.
Yeah, I keep the two separate.
Yeah.
Unless I really got to go and I can't.
A lot of people,
but that's a rare occasion.
A lot of people keep their toothbrush in a completely separate room, like in their bedroom or whatever. Like, especially if it's an electric toothbrush. And
I never heard of that, but now all these reports coming out of all the fecal matter and stuff floating in the air.
I've got so much fecal matter in my body, like,
oh my God,
you wouldn't believe.
You are full of it. That's true. That is true. Okay, are we done with the stupid questions?
Yeah. Let's go on with it, Bobby. Come on.
Good Lord. Okay, here we go. Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to episode 90 of Nintendo Talk. What the hell? Hold on. It slowed down. My mail, for some reason, opened up and it just slowed everything down. I gotta redo this. Hold on. That was weird. Sorry about that. My mail popped up and opened up, and it just literally bogged down my whole video system.
You know why that is, Bobby? Because you're subscribed to all these dodgy websites. You're getting all of this spam email, Viagra, ladies of the night, men of the night. You're getting all sorts of stuff. Extensions, penile extensions. Do you need help? And it comes flooding in all at once.
Are you done?
Brought the show to a halt. Keep a lid on it.
Your
Bobby.
ratchet trolling is bringing
Keep
the show
a lid
to a
on
halt.
it.
I guess where you said keep a lid on, you piece of trash. Okay, here we go. Take two. Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Nintendo Talk episode number...